Mm. Let's talk about Candace. Oh, yeah. Uh-oh. See, I knew it. Uh-oh. Yeah, let's talk about Candace Owens. Let's talk about Candace Owens. Let's talk about Candace Owens. Candace Owens. Candace. Yeah. I got nothing to say, nothing about Candace Owens. The fact is, I don't have anything to say about Candace Owens because, what's up, Juan? I've been staying out of the Candace Owens situation. I just been listening to Candace. I've been listening to Tatum. I've been listening to. I haven't listened to Tucker. See, look, he about to pull my thing down. Look at that, Tamar. He got to go inside. Cause look at that. See, got this big dog over here. Up, up, boy. Come. Come on, babe. There you go. Babe. Come here. You're like, but daddy's right here. Come on, up. There you go. Good boy. Come on. Ooh. Look at him. He's just so nice by that fire. Yeah, man. Look at that. My big dog turned around and broke my tripod. That's messed up. So, live free, give hope. That's the sweepstakes right now. We're running 12 months free rent. You get 12 months. You enter the sweepstakes. You get an apartment, a 1-bedroom, 1-bath apartment, fully furnished in the city of Atlanta for 1 year. It is 12-month freerent.com. 12-month freerent.com. So I think my biggest takeaway from this whole Trump situation right now, yo, is I just see a bunch of people that put their faith in a system that's already broken and has been broken. You know, just like a system that's been broken and it was never designed to actually be a fixed system because it's man system. You blame it on the white man, you blame it on this man. You say, listen, doesn't matter if it was a white man, the black man, Indian man, it don't matter who put it together. The system is broke because it's a man system, it's a man-made system, and it's going to be broken. You know, it's never going to operate perfect. It's never going to operate for everybody. One thing I can say when I think about what Candace Owens is trying to poke holes in her search for the truth, I'm trying to find out. It was points when I'm watching her, it feels like she is playing to her audience, more about playing to you guys and less about probably the truth that she's stating, because she'll walk around it and never get to any solid information or anything solid that you can use. And that's the thing. I don't dislike Candace Owens. I just don't think, I think she, part of it, 50-50 right now. And I never thought I would say that about that girl, yo. Real talk. I never thought I would actually say it. It just, now is just, it feels ever since she left that other camp and she's doing her own brand thing. I don't know. You know, it doesn't, I don't feel like she's doing it. I feel like she's trying to poke holes in the system that we all know is broke. Everybody knows the system is broke. So when she's pointing out that Charlie Kirk was probably killed by the government or something like that, she pointed at Trump. I don't know what's going on through that girl head, man. It's really crazy. After watching as much content as I watched for Candace Owens, after watching it. But one thing I can say is true, even with this government shutdown, you got to see who you put your faith and your trust in. I feel like this is no different than a COVID blackout situation. It was just a black swan. He's not going to pull off. The Dems aren't going to pull off. And no matter how much anybody screams on TikTok or YouTube, don't matter. It doesn't matter what the people say out here in digital land. They're going to do what they want to do, and they're going to fight it out, regardless of if you want to point it at Trump or regardless of if you want to point it at the libs. They're going to duke it out. They're going to duke it out. And I'm going to tell you, I personally believe one reason they're duking it out is some of those things that they turned around and they need the money for. I believe some of that stuff, some of that's black op operations, I believe. That's just my personal opinion. Just my personal opinion. I say it's black ops simply because the number that they're asking for, and no Democrat has come out and say, hey, that's not true. We're not asking for this amount. And I'm like, okay, somebody's going to refute what he said, how much money that they won't sign off on, the conservatives won't sign off on in order to get the bill back open. Get the government back up. They want to send money over to Africa and different places for like sex change and all this other stuff, dude. It's not. I think it's black ops. That's my personal opinion. Now, you talking to a ex-military, you talking to not ex-military, yeah, ex-military guy, veteran, served 18th Airborne Corps. Okay, 18th Airborne Corps. I served. Proudest, and I love the Army. But dude, I just feel it just feels very black ops. I don't know. Because to send a couple millions of dollars to like remote places for sex change of locals is there? And so I got what he's trying to hold off on. The fact is this, they're going to take it all. I think they're going to keep going. I think it's going to go past the first. Somebody, and Trump is not the person to actually bend. He's never been the person to actually bend. I'm more surprised that Candace Owens isn't talking about stuff like that. She hasn't spoken about so much. She spoke about the riots. Yeah, she spoke very little about immigration, and very little about. I don't know, man. I'm trying. She got me wondering, and then she's attacking Trump too at the same time. The biggest thing I learned from this whole thing is, who do you put your trust in? You can trust the left, you can trust the right. And I know I lean more conservative. Real talk. I lean more conservative just based off of being just a business owner, being self-employed, working and doing that for years. I lean more conservative in certain areas. I even borderline some areas of Reaganomics, but not fully in there, but a little conservative. Damn. But I mean, I know I'm liberal in some other areas too. What I kind of see what's developing right here, man. And at the end of the day, this is just my personal opinion. Shoot, this is just my personal opinion. You really gotta first establishing yourself who you trust. You gotta establish who you trust, because if your faith is in this government to actually come and save you or actually do something, you will be waiting for a long time. By now, it seems more people should have actually understood or come to the point of embracing the fact that you really do have to be independent. You have to do everything from learning how to sow your own food. You've got to know what's in your food. You've got to know what's in your water. You got to be the person that is constantly putting some things to the side, even when you have the littlest that you have. You have to figure some way in order to focus on things that you're going to need and that you're going to want to develop, like a certain skill or ability. So I give you a perfect example. My wife wanted to learn how to grow, coming from the islands. The way that it came out, she said, "Hey, twice we tried. We tried to grow twice, and I screwed it up big time. But the third time, boom, it hit. Now we can grow. We're growing our own vegetables. The more less dependent you are on the system, the more you're dependent on the system. I will put it like this: the more you're emotional about what's going on right now, because it's affecting people that I know that literally, like my brother-in-law's Coast Guard. He's not working. Now they're a little different when they go back to get that retroactive pay. He's just Ubering, door dashing, and other stuff. He's one of the fortunate ones. Some of the other ones, I mean, if you're talking like E5, like if you're up there and you got a family, like Fullberg Colonel, like any of them, officers. I don't know if the officers are getting paid. I wonder if they get paid. I gotta find out. NCOs, I wonder if they're pulling it from certain ranks or if this everybody. But at the end of the day, man, it's more important. And I say, who do you trust? Like, who do you really trust? Do you put your trust in God's love for you, or do you put your trust in the government's ability to pay you? Because one thing we learned, this is one thing I learned in sales. This is the thing I learned. You're only as good as your last sale, and you can't really put your faith in anything but really your ability to go out and do it yourself. You can't do it. You can't trust that the company is going to send you leads to help you pay for stuff. You can't. You got to be able to get out there and just get it yourself. And I think for so long, we've had so much money to spread around and make foolish decisions when it came to our investing, some of us in the Black community. So it's not been a pressure to learn certain things when it comes to balancing your budget, good investments, and how do you become a creator instead of a consumer? And that's the truth, because creation, we do it when we create content on TikTok and all these other platforms. We're creating digital assets. You might make something that shoots up to a million views. You might make something that shoots up to 10 views. You might make something that goes 15,000 views. Because you can become so dependent on something where you lose the ability to create, and you're less of a creator. And creation is if one, God has put something, all of us, to bring into this earth, and creation is how we bring it into this earth. We create in different ways, manifest it. Some people do tape books, some people do movies, some people do music, some people build cars, some people flip houses. I mean, I know investors that I work with, they flip houses. You walk in the house and it looks like dang, better than any builder would have done. Way better. And that's their creation. They take it from a shell, 2-bedroom, 1-bath, into something huge. They might extend it. At the end of the day, how much are we creating? I had to sit back and say, even all my years in real estate, all my years doing sales, pushing more into the marketing space, I had to sit back and think for a second about how this process of creation to cash flow actually works. So I noticed that, just like I was taught, some people were taught it. We just go, oh, you got to go get the bag. Got to go get the bag. For some people, going to get the bag is, hey, I might do a food truck. I might open a restaurant. I might do a bakery. I know a cat did a bakery. Yeah, you're creating something, but do we understand the steps? When you create, the next thing is you've got to promote. When you promote, you've got to deliver upon what you promoted. And I believe we've always put the income portion at the front, and we forget after you deliver, then is income. So it makes you subservient when you don't know the process to the system, which unfortunately, there's a lot of people that rely on the government being paid. Paying them, a lot of them. So when you just put that reliance on one employer, like when I worked in corporate, I couldn't even put my reliance on just one employer as corporate. I just couldn't. Just in corporate America, you just never know when shit's going to happen. You just never know. It can be anywhere from you expect to have a digit, have a commission with a digit, And I mean, a commission with a comma, and you end up with a commission that is negative. I mean, it's the weirdest things that can happen, even when you press through in the sales. And I've been in corporate sales, been in corporate sales way before I started selling real estate. I mean, actually, take that back. Yeah, before, then afterwards, I started selling real estate. I went back into corporate sales. I quit real estate for a little bit, went back into corporate sales, then came back out, sold some tech. Also, I I said I quit real estate like 2 summers ago, and I went and I started working for a tech company selling tech. And I'm not going to quit real estate. The reality of it is the way that the market goes sometimes, it goes up and down. Skills are constantly being needed to develop to the next level. Whereas it was cool selling a house because you knew everything about the contract. You move into the stage now. Do you want to be the person that just sells houses, or do you want to be a person that's a business person where you get into the marketing, presentation, pushing all that stuff? I digress. But my biggest point in this is we have to be creators. We have to learn how to actually be creators. We not just creation of content, creation of attention, creation of digital assets. It's our design by God to create. The biggest thing that this point in time should actually take people to, like all of this, if you're not sitting back and wondering how you can improve upon what you do, because this too will even pass, and seeing the flaws in your own personal brand, your own personal economics, how we flow things. I know what we did. I mean, I went ham. All the different ideas that I've already been started, like that I've started, 1 or 2 courses that I've already completed. I went back to work on that, and start 1 or 2 other courses on AI, because I spend time just combing through a lot of this stuff, spending 20, 40, 50 hours on it. I can help somebody learn it. So I just give it out or find a way to slightly monetize it. So now some people who can't spend that time like I do, they can at least get their time can collapse. I can collapse time for them because I took them to a place where they understood it and they didn't have to spend the 60 hours. Not everybody's fortunate to do that stuff. So when you think about that, and by the way, I'm a true believer, you need to spend about a half an hour a day on some type of AI, just so that you know, because if you don't see how 2 shifts are happening right now, the political standstill along with the tech revolution simultaneously, it's a lot of movement. We haven't even gotten into the money yet. This is all a posture for all new money plays. And if you sleep, you will definitely miss this. I'm telling you, you will miss it. You'll miss it. I put my head down in real estate and I just started running and doing real estate when the market crashed. I remember I met my wife, shout out my baby, our anniversary's tomorrow, 19 years. I met my wife, and when I met my wife, the market was falling underneath completely. I'm in Morehouse. I'm taking my real estate exam. I'm doing all these different things so I can jump into the market, and all I know is to make money on the market. That's what some people know. I'm stay with me on this. You got to get this. During that time, I learned how to sell real estate, and I had friends that were buying real estate at $5K a house. The market levels out coming out 2006, 7, 8. The house sitting there boarded going into 2009. They're rehabbing it and owning it cash out because at that time you were up, the market had spiked. So why am I saying this? Because when we're steady looking at what takes place in the government, money's moving, opportunities are positioning themselves, and a lot of people won't even see it because they're so blinded by that thing. And I know it because I'm polarized sometimes. I said that back. I'm like, damn, did he say that? Yo, what they gonna do? And I will follow stories because to me, sometimes it's like a sport. Somebody jabs, another person punches. It's just like the battlefield of life, no lie. Real talk. What's up, cousin? Real talk. I mean, I like that. That's a sport for me. But when I get so locked in on that thing, I see nothing else that's going on and it flies right by. And I was so locked in on selling real estate. I was so locked in on what the market, what they were saying about the market. Even being in the market, there was still a sub-market, wholesaling, investing taking place, and people were making money. I keep trying to say that because a good friend of mine said, he said, follow the money. Right now, we should be following the money. The money in tech is, when I'm looking at how this stuff is going to roll out and I'm seeing it play. I mean, for Meta's glasses, did you see Meta's AI glasses? Meta's glasses now, you can wear them. They look just like a pair of Ray-Ban. Not the one before. These have a actual palm connection that you can actually have the glasses on, and with a twerk of your hand, you can actually switch what's on the screen. These plays and these things are setting up markets and sub-markets for people to actually make a ton of money. So when Lyft and Uber is going south, the ability to make AI avatars, the ability to create content with AI, the ability to be able to create workflows with AI, solve problems for other businesses with AI, just create off of the back of it. That creation, learning how to do that itself, you're going to spend so much time in that thing, you'll pop out with so many business ideas. So many business ideas. So many. And that's what I'm trying to do. That's all that I'm focused on right now. That and putting that to work in other businesses that I'm affiliated with, in other affiliate positions, sharing it. Because the market is changing, y'all. I'm telling you, the market is changing. It's not going to be the way that it was before. And a lot of people are going to get left behind. It's going to be, and it won't happen so fast. It'll just gradually kind of like sift you out. So where do we go? Like, where do you go when all of this is taking place? I'm always going to say this, because everybody has a different plight. Everybody has a different way they have to go. Like, it's different for everybody. I truly believe it starts with looking at what you can offer in a marketplace. And then from there, really, and how you look at it. This is how I look at it. I'm going to take you to that. I look at it just listening and asking God, what can I do? Like, in the marketplace, what can I do for the people? If I know how to sell, if I know how to market, if I know how to do, what can I do? Everybody has certain things that they do different. Some people are going to jump on the stream and then jump off the stream, and they're just going to do what they want to do. When your mind is so frantic and you're so in a place where you're in panic and chaos, which is what's being created and pushed through a lot of the propaganda right now. I mean, think about it. I've never seen so many situations of murder, suicide come through in the news. I haven't seen it before. Like, I literally seen 2 stories of murder, suicide within the last 30 days. Like, doesn't make anybody think? Like, nobody's really, like, nobody's. So we'll talk about Trump. We'll talk about all this other stuff that's out there. To me, that's a lack of hope. That's hopelessness. So the only way you can be hopeless is if your hope is in something that is not able to give you hope, or you, because everybody hopes in something. You may hope on your mom, you may hope on your dad, you may hope on your spouse, you may hope on your dog. You hope on something. I saw this lady holding her dog, and she had just got finished getting scammed by $60K. And the guy asked her, how did he make it through? She was like, it was just my dog. It was just my dog. I'm telling you. So she had hope in that. So you have all this hopelessness that's there. We gotta go get Zoe. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. Who is your hope in, and who's your confidence in this time? Because if you don't quite get it, if your hope is in anything less than the God who made you, you're going to be in a world of hurt. I'm telling you, because you got to know who you are, because this thing is going to continue hitting us left and right. Got to know who you are. You got to know that he loves you. And you got to know some of the things that we're dealing with, a lot of the things that we're dealing with right now, God has already given us a path to walk through it. You got to know those. You got to know it. That's my take on it, guys. See you. Good night. Wait.